Okay, so let's talk about the workout for today. Tabata makes you harder. So this is a workout from my new program that's going to be releasing for the new year. It's called Unlocked. Now, every Tuesday, we do Tabata. We do it for 40 minutes, and it's kettlebell-specific workouts only. So Tabata is a great interval for going high intensity, but for short increments of time. So it's 20 seconds on to 10 seconds off. That's the ratio, a 2-to-1. We've got 4 sections. Each section is going to have 2 exercises. So this right here will be a total of about 20 minutes. If you are a beginner, start with 1 round. But if you want to do this again, you would literally just go back up to the top and start from the top and hit it again if you're more intermediate to advanced. So why don't we go ahead and get started? We have kettlebell only work. Section A, we're going to look at using this big bell. So you're going to need 3 bells total for the entire workout. First up, we have kettlebell hikes. So to do a kettlebell hike, you want to stand behind the kettlebell like it's a triangle. From a bird's eye view, my feet are the base of the triangle and the kettlebell is the tip. Step number 1 is we're going to soften the knees. Step number 2, we're going to karate chop and hinge our hips backwards. So we hinge, not squat. And then if we can't reach the bell, you're simply going to bend down, grab the handle and tilt it towards you. But we're not just going to pick it up. Try and snap the handle by locking in the lats. Now our eyes are gazing forward in this neutral position. And the first thing we're going to do is hike the kettlebell to the highest point between my legs. Once I receive it, I'm going to extend and really thrust my hips with as much power as I possibly have to send the bell up to eye level. It will look like this. In, up, in, down. That is what we call a kettlebell hike. So it's really important. Bring it in, maximum output, receive it between your legs, and then tap it to the floor. We're not going to rebound, which means we're not going to bounce off the floor. We're going to reset and then go again. So challenge yourself on your weight here. Exercise number 2 is going to be a goblet squat. You can utilize the same weight, but rather than having it in front of you, it'll be directly underneath you. We'll clean this up into our front rack position, holding it nice and tight to our chest. We're going to send our hips back and down like there's a seat behind us. And we're going to tap that butt in the seat and stand right back up again. So why don't we go ahead and get started? Let's do this again in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. We're softening the knees, we're karate chopping. We're in, up, in, down. Reset. In, up, in, down. Now thrust the hips with power and receive it as you go. 1 new big cycle of breath with every single rep. We've got 4, 3, 2, and relax. Now we've got 10 seconds to shake off the legs. Get the kettlebell ready for our goblet squat. So we'll take a step forward. Kettlebell's right underneath you. And in 3, 2, 1, we're gonna pick it up. Keep the ribs tucked, shoulders nice and proud. Inhale, exhale, tap that butt on the imaginary seat and stand back up again. We've got less than 10 here. Here we go. Keep the core nice and tight. Stand up at the top in 3, 2, 1, and relax. That's 1. We're gonna do that 3 more times through to total 4 minutes. Section B, we're gonna set aside the heavy bell. We're gonna grab the 2 lighter loads that weigh the same. First up, we have double kettlebell cleans. So we're gonna set up the same way that we did for those hikes, but this time our feet are gonna be wider since there's 2 bells going in between our legs rather than 1. And if you often feel like your ankles are rolling out, chances are is that your stance is too narrow. Just widen up your stance at the bottom. So from here, toes are pointing forward. We soften the knees, we karate chop and hinge the hips backwards just like we did for the hike. 2 bells on the floor, we're gonna tilt them both towards us. We're gonna lock in the lats, and again, we're gonna hike them to the highest point in the triangle. Then we're gonna use our posterior chain to blast off with power. That's gonna send the kettlebells up, they're gonna float. But rather than allow them to come away from you like you would for a swing, we want them to stay nice and close to the body. Elbows are gonna come up, kettlebells are gonna float, and when they're around belly button height, we're gonna roll our wrists and drop and get underneath it as quickly as possible. This is known as a spiral clean, so you can catch it without the kettlebell slamming on the back of the forearm. And here's a little pro tip for you. Do not grip on so tight that you're white knuckling the handles. This way, it's gonna rotate and hurt your skin and also really land on the back of the forearm. So nice light and soft grip. So we lock it in, we hike it, we redirect, and we catch it. And then we're gonna allow them to fall down the front of our body, again, keeping them close to us. We thrust our hips again, creating that power. The kettlebells will float, and we will clean them up to front rack. That is exercise number 1. We'll do that for 20 seconds, then we'll rest for 10. Exercise number 2 is going to be a double kettlebell push press. So in order to get them in our front rack position, we have to clean them up. So now we know how to clean them, we'll receive them. However, we're gonna fix our stance at the bottom. We want a nice strong foundation. So we're gonna bring our feet underneath our hips so that our ankles, knees, and hips are stacked. And this way, when we go for our push press, dip and drive, we have power coming from the lower body to help us press these bells above our head. Wrist, elbow, shoulders stacked. And again, keeping the ribs nice and tucked, keeping the core nice and braced. so that you have a strong, strong, strong core whenever you're lifting anything, especially if it's above your head. So let's go ahead and get started. In 3, 2, 1, we're cleaning. Receive the bells, use your hips to generate power and momentum. Don't forget to keep them close to the body, roll the wrist, and catch it in your front wrap. We've got 10 seconds. And remember, don't hold on too tight. We hold on too tight, it's gonna slam you on the forearm, and it's gonna rip the skin on your hands. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good stuff. Inhale, exhale, let it all go. We're gonna clean it up again in 3, 2, 1, front right position. Feet come under the hips. We dip, we drive. Receive and drive. Good, keeping the core nice and tight, ribs are tucked, generating power from the lower body to press the bells above the head. We've got 5 seconds, let's go. Here we go, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good stuff, put those down, shake it off, and we're gonna do that 3 more times through. Section C. So for this one, we're gonna want 1 heavy bell and 1 light bell. The first exercise, we have a kettlebell halo twist. So we'll grab the light bell here. We're gonna grab either side of the horn on the handle, and it's gonna be bottoms up. So we're gonna keep this nice and close to the chest, working our biceps, our back, and our chest. We're gonna soften our knees, keep our feet underneath the hips, and we're gonna go around our head and create a halo, like a big circle around your brain. So over the left shoulder, create a circle, elbows come up. Then I'm gonna twist towards the left hip. Now I'm gonna go over the right shoulder, and then I'm gonna twist towards the right hip. This is really important that we keep our ribs tucked in, our core nice and tight, and feel that external oblique crunch as we twist our torso at the end of every rep. That's exercise number 1. Exercise number 2 is gonna be our classic and traditional kettlebell swing. Kettlebell's gonna be on the floor, we're gonna stand behind it. The setup is very similar to most of our moves, but we're gonna soften the knees, we're gonna karate chop the hips backwards, we're gonna keep the ribs tucked in and the core nice and tight. If you can't reach it with the bell, don't compromise your back to lean over. Simply bend your knees, grab the handle, drag it towards you until your lats are locked in. From here, we're gonna hike it in between our legs, as close to our private parts as possible. Then you're gonna receive it and drive your hips forward, creating power, like so. We're gonna relax the arms so that all they're doing is holding on so the kettlebell doesn't land in your room right now. And you're gonna squeeze your glutes at the top of the rep. Common mistakes I see with the kettlebell swing is that you try to pull it down too soon. So you receive it, squeeze your glutes, allow the kettlebell to float. The kettlebell will come down whenever it's ready. Let it do its thing, try not to take over. Let it come back down, hips go back, receive it, drive. Receive it, drive. Power, like a pendulum. Are we ready? Let's go ahead and get started. Grab that light bell in 3, 2, 1, bottoms up, squeeze the glutes, keep the ribs tucked. Over the left shoulder, twist towards the left hip. Over the right shoulder, twist towards the right hip. Good, imagine big circle around the head, elbows are pointing up to the ceiling. Good, breathe in. We've got 3, 2, 1, and put this one down. Now we're getting ready for our kettlebell swing. Great way to work that booty, that posterior chain. Softening, karate chop and hinging, ribs are tucked, core is braced. 3, 2, 1, and we're off. Receive, drive. Good. And a little tip here is to clench your butt cheeks at the top of the rep while the kettlebell floats so that you don't pull it down too soon. Squeeze your quads, squeeze your glutes, and ensure that your shoulders, hips, and ankles are stacked at the top of the rep. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna park the bell the same way that we picked it up. Use coupon code GETONNIT to get 10% off of Alpha Brain at onnit.com. Now let's get back to the video. All right, section D. So here's what we've got. 2 ab-focused exercises. So we're gonna grab the light kettlebell, and we're gonna start by laying on the floor. So feet are gonna be flat, about hip width apart. We're gonna have our head back, and we're gonna extend our arms. So wrists, elbows, and shoulders is stacked. Now every time you exhale, I want you to reach straight up to the ceiling. Trying to decrease the space between your rib cage and your hips. What we're not doing is coming forward and bringing our back all the way off the floor. It is a micro movement, and I want you to control the way back down and try hit 1 vertebrae at a time onto the floor behind you. Exercise number 2 is going to be a kettlebell Russian twist. So we're gonna pull our sit bones, make sure that we're sat up nice and straight, no curving in the lower back. You can do this with or without a weight, depending on where you're at. Big proud chest, open up that chest. If you start to feel your back round out, put the weight down and continue. My heels are on the floor, toes are pointing up to the ceiling. I'm gonna lean back. The further I lean back, the harder it will be, the more weight in my core. I want to twist my entire torso from side to side. What I want to avoid is keeping my torso square and just going for a bicep curl to twist it. Focus on moving the kettlebell to outside of the hip. Remember, this is an ab-focused exercise. Breathing is really important, so come with me. Here we go. Lay back on the floor, feet are flat, arms are straight, and in 3, 2, 1, we're gonna exhale. I'll let you do your thing for the first 10 seconds. The last 10 seconds, come with me. Every number is a rep. Exhale, here we go. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good stuff. We got 10 seconds, take a deep breath in. Sit up nice and straight. You can leave your feet flat to make it a little easier, or just heels on the floor for our Russian twist. Let's go. Breathe, twist the whole torso. Show me your back, show me your chest. Good. We've got 10 more seconds. The further away you hold it from your body, the more it's gonna work on your shoulders. I'm really trying to get some external oblique work and some core stretch rather than shoulders here. We've got 3, 2, 1, and relax. Solid work. So don't forget, if you're a beginner, run through this whole thing 1 time through. That's 20 minutes total. However, if you feel a little spicy today, more intermediate, more advanced, go ahead and repeat this entire thing back at the top, A, B, C, and D. I'm so proud of you. And don't forget, if you like what you saw today, like, comment, and subscribe right down here. And if you want to see more video content like this, click right here to see more. I'm Hannah Eden, your Onnit Pro, and I cannot wait to see you next time.